We finally have brand new Piggy update news, and it's something Piggy has never done before. Check out what Minitoon says on Twitter. Attention all Piggy game creators out there. Do you have any skins that are animated and playable? Would you like to see them in Piggy? Starting in October, every so often, I don't know how long yet, I'd love to choose one of your skins to add to the game. More info below. So before we go on to the more info, first of all, this is big. We're finally actually getting fan-made skins inside the game. Now, technically, with the skin contest, we've sort of gotten that in the past, but this seems like it's a lot more freeform. It seems that, hey, here's a cool skin. You want to be in Piggy? Here we go, and we drag that over. But how is that whole system gonna work? We're gonna find out in just a bit, because Minitoon actually explains that. But first, before we talk about that, let's see what he says next. He says, since other projects are tying up our team, primarily Inner City, of course, which is the main thing that's rocking and rolling in the background, I was looking for ways to update the game while not needing to divide my attention, and also celebrating all the many talents the community has. Inner City is just really tying up everything in the background. And Minitoon is definitely in a position where he's like, you know, I want to get updates out for the game much more often. And there's so many really high quality, passionate, high quality skins and passionate people that are out there that have those skins done. They have their movement animations, they have the skin model, they have the jump scares, everything like that. Why can't they be a part of Piggy? And it seems like Minitoon has decided on doing that. And it's really cool being able to have all that sort of things, but how is the credit system? How is this gonna work? He says, if I choose your skin, I'll be adding them to the game with an info button next to it that gives a little description of the character and a link to the game they're from, as well as any relevant credits. Maybe if there's like, you know, other animators or people who do modeling, like if the whole team works on a skin, that would probably make the cut as well. So people can check out your games from within Piggy. So it's really cool. Imagine seeing, like I've said so often now, Branch Reality should really do a collab with Piggy. It looks like maybe in the future, we might actually see Branch Reality skins in Piggy. We might see skins from Piggy the Last Hour or any other fan game out there inside of the game, which is really exciting. And then Minitoon also says, if you're interested, please reply with photos and or videos of your skin in action, and in the first week of October, I will be choosing one. And we're about to be in the first week of October too, so it's really not long until this ends up happening. I'll reach out to you for the next steps. Thank you, and I'm really excited to see what you guys have in store. So, everybody has been posting their own skins down here as well, and it's been really cool. Look at this one. Now listen, I may be a little bit biased because my avatar is a plant, but this looks really cool. I like how it looks like an octopus. Now keep in mind, these, like Minitoon said, these do have to be, you know, working. So they gotta be already pre-made skins. I don't think he's gonna do anything with, as cool as this is, I don't think he's gonna do anything with drawings because they're not already pre-made. So it's gotta be really pre-made, basically all set up. But that's not all. Minitoon actually replied to a couple people answering some of their questions. So this guy here, Gaming, just says, guys, am I gonna win? And he just has a green recolor. And Minitoon replies with something interesting. He says, no joke, I recently discovered a bunch of old skins from 2021-ish that were actually recolors of the original skins that were meant to be added from the game's code. I wonder if I should touch these up and add them to the game in some way, even if they look old and dusty. That's kind of interesting. Chat, have you guys ever liked a certain skin, a classic skin, but you weren't too big fan of the colors? What if there was an alternate version? Look down here. Dino Piggy, instead of them being green, they're red. Instead of the soldier being green, they're black. And then you got Clowny with pink hair. You basically have a whole bunch of recolors of the original skins. That's interesting. How will this be incorporated into the game? I'm not sure. Minitoon also says, someone replied and says, why do they look like recolored Piggy figures? And that's very interesting to know. If you've ever seen the Piggy merch, they do look like some of the recolored figures. And Minitoon says, we were going to have it so you can get the recolored one in-game from the code. I have the system and the codes all in place, and then Roblox said no, so they've just been sitting here ever since. That's really interesting. So maybe we're gonna see the return of these skins in some way. Now, it doesn't sound like Minitoon is like saying like, oh yeah, this is part of the skin, not the contest, but like the fan-made skins. This looks like it's something completely separate. So how is this gonna get implemented in? Only time will tell. But I think it is a really cool utilization of stuff, basically unused content. Now, next, Henry says, the time has come. Also, a few questions. Do the characters have to be an original character, or can they be a redesign of an existing character from Piggy? And by playable, do you mean that the character should be of average size and have the same hitbox as standard? And Minitoon answers these questions. He says, the skin can either be either or, but it won't be an alternate skin just because of the way that they're scripted, and so not to confuse people about what is fan-made and what isn't. As for playable, the hitbox is one thing, but I also mean like it has to have all of its needs be implemented right away. So yeah, exactly like I said about the drawings. It's got to be basically a skin that's all set and ready to go. Some tweaks can be made, probably by Minitoon if it has to do with like the hitbox size and everything like that. But that's a very small task for a skin that's mostly already done. Now, what next do we have here? Well, let's take a look and see what Minitoon's next reply is. So, Kenny here says, will there be like a community tab added for skins, like its own section of the game in the main menu? So chat, you know how we have the book 1 menu, the little tab, the book 2 tab, and the extras tab? We might end up getting a 4th tab called community, because Minitoon says, I like this idea a lot, I might go with this. Honestly, it's a really good idea having it all organized in one area. We get a brand new section for the first time in many years. Many years. That's actually crazy. That is unbelievable. But we got a couple more things here. So you can see Mercenary here says, is there a limit to how many skins you can upload? And Minitoon says, you can upload as many as you want. I'll only be picking one at a time though. So just to keep in mind, when Minitoon picks a skin in early October, that's not gonna be the one skin and then he's never gonna add any more again. It seems like he's going to continuously add more skins over time that are fan-made. So if you don't get chosen in October, don't worry, there's always going to be more chances, it seems. So I think that's really cool. But on the side, it seems like Epic Tank has something great to say as well. Sometime soon, no date yet, the Piggy build mode shop will switch from bi-weekly to weekly. No more are you gonna have to sit there and wait for 2 weeks to have the shop refresh. It's gonna be weekly. Oh man, that's great. But if you guys are interested, and if you guys want to see any of these skins in Piggy, or maybe you have one from a fan game that you specifically like, let me know in the comments section so I can check them out as well. And if you want to see more Piggy update content like this, make sure you subscribe.